All right, so we're moving on to this is actually session 3 for the Roots Nutrition, and we're going to be talking about habit development today. So today's objectives, we're going to learn the 4 laws of habit change. We're going to talk about a habit feedback loop. We're going to talk about how to create your identity. So one of the most important parts about habit change is understanding that the person you are today might not be the person you are when you've adopted a new habit. This is going to sound a little weird to start, but I promise you this will make sense. We're going to go over the Feast 10 healthy habits, just to make sure those are nailed in for you guys. 3 easy tactics for habit change, how to change a habit, and how to track your habits. So lots to get through. When we think about habits, we can kind of classify these as, a few different things: good, bad, or neutral, right? So a good habit might be brushing your teeth, okay? Bad habit might be looking at your phone 100 times a day, okay? Hydration is another good habit. Getting to the gym is another good habit. Some neutral habits might be something that you don't really even know that you do. Neutral habits are kind of like those autopilot, right? So when you're driving to work, you might take the same route every single day, and it just is something that kind of happens, right? It's not good or bad. It's a neutral habit, okay? When we talk about habit development, we'll talk about a couple different ways that we will address the good and the bad, how we can kind of use a good habit to help you change another habit that might be bad, right? Or how to use a neutral habit to try to create a new and better habit on top of that. 4 principles of habit development. So we'll go into an example of this on the next slide, but we've got to make it obvious, okay? So you got to cue yourself. We have to make it attractive. So this habit actually has to mean something to you. We need to make it easy. We have to avoid any type of friction when it comes to habit development, and we have to make it satisfying. So there's usually a reward here. So here's an example of a current habit that might be something that you are looking to change, right? So we see the golden arches. Walk by, that's your cue. McDonald's. Whoa, maybe McDonald's makes me crave a Big Mac, okay? What your response is to maybe buy the Big Mac and fries. Okay? And then you feel satiated because you've had a Big Mac and fries, and it becomes something that you do every day. Hopefully not, but that could become something that you do every day if you do this on your lunch break. Okay? So walking by on your lunch, you start to see the golden arches, you start to crave it. Cue, response, reward. Okay? How we can change this, create a new habit, starts with where you're walking, okay? If you walk and every time you see the golden arches, you want that Big Mac, let's go a different direction. Turn around, go the other way, okay? You might still crave a Big Mac, but because you've already committed to making that change and you're already in a different direction, you walk over to Chipotle instead. Whoop, whoop, we love Chipotle, okay? Get yourself a chicken burrito bowl, vegetables, rice, much more nutritious than the Big Mac. And after that, you get the reward is that you are able to track this new habit. You didn't give in to the Big Mac, and you've already stopped that feedback loop. So along with those types of achievement kind of goals that we're looking at, the not eating Big Macs anymore, that is an achievement-based goal, okay? What we love to consider is actually kind of going backwards. So instead of thinking about the outcome and working backwards, thinking about not eating the Big Mac anymore, we actually want you to consider what is the identity of someone who doesn't eat Big Macs. Okay? Your processes and your systems, what you do in the middle here, are still very similar, but when you can actually embody the identity of someone who doesn't eat Big Macs, that's a very different approach to take, okay? So you decide who you want to be. I want to be someone who brings my own lunch to work every day instead of eating out at a Big Mac or eating out at McDonald's and having a Big Mac, okay? I want to be someone who brings my lunch to work every day. You prove it to yourself with small wins, okay? So what does someone who brings their lunch to work every day have to do? They have to prep their lunch the night before, or they have to wake up early to do it, okay? They have to go to the grocery store to make sure that they actually have ingredients to make their own lunch for work. Eventually, those habits become a part of who you are, and your desired outcome is still achieved. So outcome-based identities, again, going with our theme here, I want to stop eating Big Macs at lunch, okay? What we just decided there, flip it, go to the identity. I am someone that eats healthy and lives a healthy life, okay? I am someone who brings my lunch to work every day. Another outcome-based identity that we can kind of look at just as a different example, I want to start eating more vegetables, okay? When you put that into an identity, it becomes a little bit more personal, right? I am someone who eats more vegetables because they will make me healthier and more energetic, right? Eating vegetables is an investment in my health and my wellness. It goes a lot deeper than I have to start eating vegetables, right? There's no why behind that. I have to start eating. Make it personal. So when we look at the feast habits, I think you guys have gone through these a couple times, but I'll let you read through them here. A lot of different habits here that we think are the foundation for health in any realm, whatever you're trying to do, whether it's athletic achievements or trying to have better body composition. If you can do these 10 things, you're gonna set yourself up for success. Habit stacking. So here's a way that we can take a current habit, right? Let's hope it's a good habit, and then you reward it by creating a new habit. You don't reward it, but you using that current habit to create a new habit. Okay. So after I get home from grocery shopping, I will cut vegetables and store them in storage containers. Okay. So that's already a current habit that you have when you go grocery shopping. Now that's also going to cue you to start cutting up your vegetables so that you've got them ready to go for later. Okay. Another example here, after I finish my workout, I will work on mobility for at least 10 minutes. Okay, so again, good habit paired with another good habit. Let's ride that wave. Once you've already at the gym, spend another 10 minutes there working on your mobility. Okay, last one here, after I make dinner, I will pack my lunch for tomorrow. So making these small promises to yourself, again, you start to build trust within yourself. You're already taking a habit that you do and just creating it and building another small win on top of that. Implementation with intention. Another great one. So I will eat a salad every weekday at my desk or at a restaurant between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. Okay. So you're putting down your intention and you're going to implement it. You're going to talk about how you're going to implement it and you're going to do it with intention. Okay. Another example, filling up your water bottle first thing in the morning so that I can drink at least 32 ounces of water each day, right? Very specific here. I will work out Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 5:30 at Feast Fitness, okay? Very specific, on specific days, specific time, specific location. Take the friction out of it. Instead of just saying, I will work out, okay? Go specific. I will be in bed under the covers Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. And I'm not going to look at my phone. Okay? We're just taking another habit there, prioritizing sleep and reducing screen time at night. 2-minute rule. This one's really good. Start small. Okay? We start very, very small and then we allow ourselves to gain momentum and build up. So if for example, I'm trying to eat more vegetables, right? That's one of the feast habits, prioritizing vegetables. If you're somebody that doesn't eat vegetables at all, then master those first 2 minutes, okay? The first 2 minutes could be making sure that you have a side salad at one meal every day. Doesn't matter what, if it's dinner, you're gonna eat that side salad first, okay? Just get it done. You're now making that small promise to yourself and you're keeping it. I'm gonna eat more vegetables, okay? Step 2 might be, hey, I'm gonna add more of my favorite vegetables to another meal, okay? Frozen vegetables, whatever it is, however that needs to happen. Start adding in something else on top of the habit that you're already doing and optimize it. So if you've gotten let's say you're really good at 2 weeks in, you've eaten your small side salad every day. Week 3, start adding a vegetable into your main meal. Okay, eat the salad, and then hey, you've got actually more vegetables in your meal as well. Okay, maybe we even get to the point where you're able to try a new recipe with a different vegetable that you've never tried before. Okay, another feast habit we have is prioritizing colorful produce. So if you're someone that always just eats green vegetables, if you like spinach and all you're eating is spinach, maybe we get you, eating spinach as often as we can, and then we throw in a red pepper into your diet. Okay, saute some red pepper up, throw it in with the spinach. Now you've got some color to your plate. Okay. Eventually after that, once we've got all those small wins built up, maybe you're somebody that can eat vegetables at 3 meals per day. Okay, so we started from nothing. We start small. We build trust with ourselves. We don't rush it. You work on allowing those habits to develop, and eventually you become someone that can eat vegetables all day. Great quote here from James Clear, who we love, who wrote the book Atomic Habits that we'll recommend at the end of this presentation as well. But give your habits time and space to live in the world. The goal is to make time and location so obvious that with enough repetition, you get an urge to do the right thing at the right time, even if you can't say why. Okay? Create a new autopilot. How we change? One, we got to start with awareness. Like with anything, we got to figure out where we are, where we need to go, and take inventory. We're always going to start small. I think as a society, we have the tendency to want to make big changes really quickly, and we know that doesn't work as well. Okay, no matter who you are, start small, generate some small wins that turn into big wins. Never miss twice. That's a great rule. I love that. So if you eat unhealthily, if you have a rough night out Friday night, make sure Saturday morning breakfast is good. Okay, make sure it's got some healthy vegetables, nutrition is there. Don't make the same mistake twice. Try different techniques. Don't be afraid to switch things up. If something's not working for you, there's nothing wrong with you. You just need to try a different way. Okay. Patience is obviously key here. Anything worth achieving you're going to have to be patient for it. Okay. It's going to take some time. It's going to take effort and a little bit of patience to get through it. Explore, then exploit. Okay. Track your progress. Do periodic audits, see how you're doing, and then adjust as needed. This is really helpful to go over with your coaches as well. If you ever do feel like you get to that plateau point, it's usually time to figure out a way that you can make small adjustments to continue on the path of progress. Really good tracking methods here. We love, everybody's got their phone. Habitbull is one that a lot of the coaches use. There's a free version, I think, that allows you to have up to 5 habits that you can track, and you can actually dictate what habits you're tracking. So if it's eat more vegetables, if it's, you put in the 10 feast habits and you try to do all 10 at once, we wouldn't recommend that. We start with one, but it's nice to know that you've got the option. Stick is another great one. Some people are old school and they just want to put together their own spreadsheet and be able to do their own calculations in there. Written form is always great. We're big proponents of journaling. James Clear, who wrote the Atomic Habits book, has a journal out, and then there's always just paper tracker. Some people just love to put an X or a check on the day that they were able to successfully complete their habit. So last thing here, again, as we've hopefully reiterated, the holy grail is tiny, sustainable, unrelenting habits. So do your best to set up these small things that it's really hard for you to fail, easy things that we can really work on snowballing the effects of these habits. If you're struggling, always go back to the 4 laws of the behavior change. Okay, and keep making improvements. There is no finish line really. Set that identity. Keep working the process and the systems, and the outcomes will get there. And then once you've got that outcome, you're going to set another one. So thanks for listening. And last part about this is the resources. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. Really good books here if you're looking in habit development. Power of Habit, Atomic Habits is the most recent one. Gretchen Rubin has some really good assessments in there as well to kind of figure out what type of habit person you are. And highly recommend all of these. Leave you with a quote. Success is the product of daily habits, not once in a lifetime transformations. Boom.